R3 eligible information, eligible applicants. The term state means any of the 50 United States of the District of Columbia, any of the territory possessing of the United States defined in Title 29 CFR 229.2 state for the purpose of funding, opportunity, and announcement eligible to 54 U.S. state of the territories including the 50 states of the United States of the District of Columbia, the territory where the actively apprenticeship exceeds under apprenticeship of Guam, Puerto Rico, American Samoa, only territories with more than 100 of active registered apprentices as of official year of 2023 data are eligible to apply with the base and competitive funds for those territories not eligible to apply to funding announcement have less than 100 active registered apprentices. The designated regional office will continue to provide technical assistance view of the Office of Apprenticeship Fiscal Year 2023 data statistics. Please visit apprenticeship.gov with data statistics. State governors to the states. The governor's office must identify with the state agency with a grant recipient with the state workforce agency eligible for funding under Title 1 of the Workforce Innovation Operation Act. The state educational agency. The entities will have the sole responsibility to administer projects serve with the grant fiscal agency. State of the federally recognized state apprenticeship agencies where state apprenticeship agency is not a state agency that will be in a grant recipient state apprenticeship agency must include as a partner each state but is limited to one base formula funding application, one competitive funding application if it's not previously awarded with competitive funding under state apprenticeship expansion formula. One consideration under this opportunity, a letter from the governor or chief elected official must be included both for the base formula funding application and the competitive funding applications designated for the agency authorized to submit the state applications. The governor and any other chief elected official must provide a commitment letter demonstrating the state's commitment to the grant effort. The letter must have a designated state identity of the recipient of the state workforce agency eligible to funding of the Title I Workforce Initiative Opportunity Act, the state educational agencies, and state apprenticeship agencies. States federal recognized state apprenticeship agencies. Where a state apprenticeship agency is not a state agency, there will be a grant recipient. The state apprenticeship agency must include as a partner for states that do not have federal recognized state apprenticeship agency. State must commence to work in partnership in the field. The office for the apprenticeship within the state that describes specifically with the governor and chief elected official plans to support expansion, quality, innovative registered apprenticeship being developed and expanded. The applicants do not include the letter of the base formula application. Competitive funding application will be considered the non-responsible will move forward through the merit review process. If more than one state entity applies for the state of the Employment Training Administration and consultation with the governor and chief elected official will make the determination which the agency will be considered more than base formula funding award. A competitive funding award per state will be executed. State award competitive funding under state apprenticeship expansion formula 1 is not eligible to apply with competitive funding under this announcement. This letter from the governor must be submitted as an attachment clearly labeled the governor's letter. Letters sent separately from the application will not be considered. If the state does not apply with a year of the competitive funding of state apprenticeship expansion formula, they will not be precluded applying with the funding of the future years contingent upon the availability of funding. B. The cost sharing and matching. The program does not require the cost sharing with the matching funds included. Such funds is not one of the application screen with the criteria application included with any form of the cost sharing or match will not see with additional consideration during the review process. Instead, the agency considers any resource contributed to the project beyond the funds provided by the agency as a leveraged resource. Section 4B2 provides more information on leveraged resources. See other information. 1. Application screening criteria. You should use the checklist below for the guide for preparing your application package to ensure the applicant has met all screening criteria with a note that the checklist is only for the aid for the applicant should not be included with the applicant page. Will urge you to use the checklist to ensure that your applicant contains all required items. If your application does not meet all of the screening criteria, it will not move forward through the merit review process. Your application requirement instructions. Deadline submission requirements are met in Section 4C. Eligibility 3A. The components for the applicant are safe that any of the specified formats are not corrupt. We will attempt to open the document, but we will not take any additional measure for the evidence problems while opening. Section 4C2. Application of the federal assistance request for the base formula funding does not exceed the amount specified in Appendix B. Section 2A. Application of federal assistance request for the competitive funding does not exceed $6 million if applicable. Section 2A. Standard Form 424 application federal assistance base formula funding. Section 4B1. Standard Form 424 application federal assistance competitive funding if applicable. Section 4B1. Standard Form 424 forms include unique entity identifier section 4B1, section 424 budget information form and a base formula funding option section 4B2, standard form 424A budget information form competitive funding option is applicable section 4B2, governance letter for base formula funding option section 3A, Governor's letter for competitive funding option, if applicable, section 3A. Abstract base formula funding option 4.5. Abstract competitive funding option, if applicable, section 4.5. Budget narrative of the base formula funding option 4B2. Budget narrative of the competitive funding option, if applicable, section 4B2. Project narrative of the base formula funding detailed in Appendix A. Appendix A. Project narrative of competitive funding, if applicable, section 4B3. 5-year state work plan, Appendix A, section 4B3C1. 2. The number of applicants for the applicant may submit with a will consist of the one base formula applicant with one competitive funding for the applicant and for each of the organization. If you receive the multiple organization, either the base formula funding competitive funding from the same organization will consider only for the most recently received. 2. The eligible participant for the purpose of the program. Eligible participants are persons 16 years of age or older who receive the direct grant or funded services to encourage active apprenticeship to the same in the program and increase the retention grant funds that may be used for the registered apprenticeship already enrolled in the registered apprenticeship program. Purpose of these funds for the support of the new apprenticeship, new opportunities for the registered apprenticeship, the pre-apprenticeship, the end program leading to enrollment of the registered apprenticeship program, retention for the registered apprenticeship, the apprenticeship completion, registered apprenticeship, partnership that may directly serve with the grant fundings on a base formula funding option. However, the targets of participants serve will not be required by base formula funding. Applicant must set targets for the participant apprenticeship with outcome of the expanding register for the apprenticeship program output of the competitive funding option. Please section 4B3B with the expected outcomes output for the appendix D with the suggested performance outcomes and output table. If applicants select activities that directly result of the participant outcome of the program and outputs, the purpose of the targets related with the proposed activities. For the purpose of state apprenticeship expansion formula funding and opportunity announcement, reportable individuals are not participants. A reportable individual. If an individual has been impacted by the development and expansion of the grant-funded registered apprenticeship program to be enrolled with the registered apprenticeship, it is at least 16 years old. This individual is enrolled with the registered apprenticeship program will develop, expand with the grant funds, and is therefore impacted by the grant, but it does not receive the direct grant fund participant level service. For purpose of the federal funding and opportunity announcement, the target of participant and apprenticeship outcomes entitled total number of the individuals enrolled registered apprenticeship will develop using the state apprenticeship expansion formula grant funds. Target reporting individual reporting purpose participants as well as reporting individual report with the WIPS. Among the individuals eligible to receive the services of the department is particularly interested in the following groups. 1. Unemployed workers. For the purpose of the funding and federal funding and federal funding opportunity announced with the defined unemployed worker as an individual who is without a job, who is wants and available to work. That can include with long-term unemployed, such as individuals who have been unemployed for 6 months or more. The youth have dropped out of school for seeking for the first full-time job. 2. Dislocated workers. For purpose of the funding opportunity announced with the term refers to individuals who have terminated laid off that have received a notice of the termination layoff from the employment, were self-employed but are not unemployed. 3. Incompetent workers. For the purpose of funding and announcement, incompetent workers are individuals already employed with a registered apprenticeship program sponsored before the program and enrollment, but who need training to upgrade skills, advance in their careers, and retain with the current position, apprenticeship with the occupation industry. To qualify as an incompetent worker, an individual must have established documented employment history for the employer of 6 months or more. Underemployed worker, for the term refers to individuals who are not currently connected with full-time compensate with an individual level of education, skills, or wages and or salary earned previously, or who have obtained only episodic or short-term part-time employment. The registered apprenticeship program must include the components that will assist those who do not have particular educational prerequisites and or experience. Or you may also have the project that could include the service individuals who do not fail into one of the targeted categories listed above the long services for the individuals along with the preeminent intent with the focus of the proposed project support placement into the registered apprenticeship grant and period of performance include proposing projects to meet utilization goal of the individual disability Title 2930 7 Code Federal Regulations is noted in 30.7A. Administrative Office of Apprenticeship to establish the utilization goal 7% of the employment of the qualified individual disabilities of the apprenticeship for each manufacturer group for which the sponsor of the apprenticeship program, Title 29 CFR Part 29, Equal Opportunity and Apprenticeship. While it is permissible, you only provide service to the listed number of individuals who do not fall into one of the 4 categories listed above. The project must still primarily focus on providing service to workers in one or more of those 4 targeted categories. Veterans priority participation. Title 38 U.S. Standard Code 4215 requires that the grantees provide priority service to veterans, spouses, essentially certain veterans receive the employment and training placement of the service in any job training program directly funded within whole or in part with the Department of Labor. Regulation and implementation priority service Title 20 CFR Part 1010. Circumstances for the grant recipient may choose between 2 qualified candidates for service, one of whom is veteran and eligible spouse. Veterans priority service provisions require that the grant recipient to give the veteran eligible spouse priority service for the first providing him with the service to obtain priority service to veteran spouse must meet with the program eligibility requirement. The grantees must comply with the Department of Labor the guidance of the Veterans Priority Employment Training Administration Training Employment Guidance led with number 1009 issued November 10, 2009 provides comment and guidance implementing priority service to veterans eligible spouse with all qualified job training funding with a whole of the part with the Department of Labor and the Training Employment Guidance number 1009 and Department of Labor Agencies ETA Advisory Training and Employment Guidance Limit number 909. Section 4 Application Submission Information.